receive a document this morning in regards to the IT? So no one gave you a, emailed you an letter of custom rate. Well, I'll give it to you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'll talk to you about it.
Grosse has a budget of approximately $5 million for their IT division. The cost comes out to $120 per resident versus $10 in neighboring cities. What is your position on that type of budget for an IT department?
Okay, well, first of all, first thing is our IT department does contract with other cities, so that budget is going to be larger. To be looked at, see how it's spent, where it's going. I would be more concerned with how the accounting for staff time and the costs are calculated, and take into consideration what we're contracting out. I don't think we have a clear understanding of what department is doing this job or that job, and whether, in fact, I know because I heard from staff that they just calculate a percentage for certain items that cross lines in departments. This would be more concerning as, if any of you heard Tim talk about breaking down the silos and they're crossing staff doing several things in different departments. How do you hold each department accountable for what they're doing?
That ties into the second question. Would you support an audit of this entire enterprise to determine if it's...
I have a lot of experience in auditing. When I worked for the markets, I actually had responsibility for 20 locations in auditing certain measures of accounting and inventory. And I firmly believe that you have to look at numbers. Numbers don't lie, but they can be pushed one way or the other.
How would you identify practical ways to spend redevelopment money that will actually benefit the residents?
Well, the redevelopment is a pretty structured program. There are certain things you can use it for and not use it for. I think that most of the redevelopment money should be really looked at hard so that we're able to capture improvements that can also take care of things that would slip into general fund money. There's certain, like, you can't do certain pieces of equipment or certain kind of infrastructure with it, but if you're within a certain plan, you can. At the same time, redevelopment's done a lot of good things for us. Some things that I can find questionable, but it's still part of our checkbook. Whether the money is coming in from tax increment, it's still our money. Each project needs to be looked at very carefully. For what are we doing? Are we doing the right thing, or construction? Could we be doing something else?
How will you ensure that staff members are accountable for their job duties and earn their salaries, i.e. sound at City Hall, the City Council meetings, prompt CPRA production of documents?
I think that there needs to be a careful review of each department's operating statement. I would personally like to see that on a monthly basis. However, whenever the reporting comes, because it needs to be looked at and also needs to be measured against the last year, what happened 5 years ago.
Do you feel staff performance reviews and bonuses should be well documented and included in their city personnel?
Yes, absolutely. And I think I kind of answered before I stand on bonuses. It should be more performance driven. I don't think a bonus should be built into the budget. It should be something that comes after the budget's paid.
And that kind of ties the last question, which you already answered. Do you feel justification for bonuses and increases should be available for citizens?
Yes.
What is your position on management raises disguised as reorganization?
That everybody in our country right now, they really do a lot more for less. I don't think that's what it's all about. And I would say that some of that we're taking, you take a layer of management out. And I think here we're probably not doing any more work than we did before. We're pushing down here to give a raise. And I just don't, right now, no. Absolutely not. I don't think anybody should be doing that.
What is your position on hiring back high pension executives at additional high cost to the taxpayers versus assigning projects to current high paid staff?
I think that those tasks should be done within the existing staff. You bring somebody back like Terry Matz, and I think Terry Matz was a great loss to the city. I think he was a wonderful guy. But just as an example, example, is that upon somebody leaving like that, you need to train your replacement. Somebody else should have the ability to do what he was doing for the city staff, whether it was funded by some grant or what have you. It's the only way you get that cash flow in the grant, maybe, but you could probably find somebody to do what he did cheaper.
The city parking app unveiled at a recent city council meeting was first reported to cost $6,000, later $10,000, and subsequently we found staff time was not included. New staff reports and press releases to generally be accurate.
You can restate that.
I didn't understand either. The city parking app.
That iPhone application.
Oh, thank you very much. The city parking iPhone application unveiled at a recent council meeting was first reported to cost $6,000, later $10,000, and subsequently we found staff time was not included in that cost. Do you believe staff reports and press releases to generally be accurate and complete?
Yes, I do, but I think you also have to say that you gotta put the human factor in there, because when we discover that it's not accurate, we can come back and report and say, hey, we did make a mistake. There's nothing wrong with saying that you made an error, but you need to report it before somebody else finds it.
Residents that speak during matters of the audience often feel ignored and or insulted by the city manager. If elected, what action would you take to remedy this situation?
I believe that anybody that, first of all, people that come to the podium should be appreciated and applauded for doing it. Having been on a commission, having folks come up, sometimes it can be taxing, but it's really important. A lot of times the folks that come to the podium bring something to the table that you might not have thought of, or another position that might not affect you personally. The people that come up with a position maybe don't need to be answered. If you have a question or need clarity on something, I don't think it should be at the city manager's discretion of which one he answers and which one he doesn't. I would sit there and say, why didn't we answer Mrs. Jones' question about this? And if you can't answer it tonight, fine. But you make sure that she gets an answer at some point in time. And let us know what that is.
What is your position on televising the open portion of the study session?
I think that would be a costly venture. I think there's a lot of information that happens in study sessions that really needs to be transmitted downstairs. That some of the items just don't belong there. That I know, then again, being on the planning commission, that a lot of times we discuss things and we get down to the floor, and it could be viewed that we're making this uneducated decision. I think that the public has a right to kind of hear that dialogue that goes on, so they can understand that, whether they agree with the council's decision or not, understand where they're coming from when they make that decision. So there's a lot of information that the public does not get.
Often new businesses donate money which is repeatedly passed on to favor a few programs. How should donations be directed so they are spread to many worthy causes rather than just
You're saying that if a business donates
money to the city?
I think the business should be able to direct it wherever they want. That's their private enterprise. If they're going to donate, they shouldn't be told where it goes. They should be the one directing it.
For clarification on that, it's when they come, new business moves in, sort of a thank you to the city and giving back, they'll ask the city, hey, where's a good place to donate? And most of the time it goes to a certain set.
He can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. So basically when a new city moves in, or a new business moves into a city, sometimes they'll want to give back to the community. Sort of as a thank you for letting us come in and how much they're going to. So what they'll do is they'll go to the city and say, hey, where would be a good place to donate X number of dollars?
If they want to ask that question, fine.
And so the question is it seems that when businesses do that, the money all goes to just one or two pet projects. And so it's sort of asking you, what would you do? Do you think this is appropriate? Would you make changes? I don't want to lead you on.
If you could make available every charity or nonprofit we have in the city, if that's available to the city given, that might be the proper direction. Otherwise, it's fair. You might put it where you want to put it.
So would you agree with that? If I were a business and came to you, would you give me a list of all the charities in the city?
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
Have you interviewed with the fire department? Have you interviewed with the fire?
Yes.
Okay. If anyone asks if you did. The council member has condemned other candidates from being interviewed at the OCFA offices. As you were interviewed there, do you agree with this conduct?
That didn't bother me. I went there, it's an office, just like coming into this room. You know, do I care about coming to an office? There's 4 walls and desks and 3 people there. They could have done it anywhere. It doesn't matter.